Hello.
You ready?
Yeah, bro. We shouldn't. Just seeing us speak about anything for an hour on a Monday night should be enough of a draw for people.
Yeah. It should. You figure it would be. People would be like, oh, Monday's complete. This is better than primetime TV.
Oh, fuck. Monday is no longer my least favorite day of the week. It's now my most favorite because I get to watch Dale and Derek talk for an hour.
Oh, yeah. It's better than anything.
Yeah.
Hello, Internet.
Hey, Internet.
What?
Welcome.
Now I'm all stuck on primetime TV. I'm like, what's even a primetime TV show right now?
Welcome. I don't know many people that have, I mean, probably whatever the prestige, like Grey's Anatomy or some shit in its 40th season.
That reminds me, did you read up on this whole Langley dildo thing?
No.
Okay, do you want me to explain it to you?
No. Let's intro the podcast first before we go fucking ramming full speed into the open. What?
People know why they're here.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, welcome to episode 202 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that made people mad online this week and explain why they're done for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Boland, and I'm joined by the now COVID unclean Dale DeRuiter.
Hi, I'm Dale DeRuiter, and I am no longer one of God's chosen favorites because he gave me COVID because I guess 20 plus years, no, like 35 plus years of nonstop making fun of him and Jesus finally got on his nerves. And he was like, I'm going to strike you down.
And he did. He smote you.
He's making fun of his good book and saying what a jerk he was in the Old Testament.
He smited. You have been smoten.
Oh, dude.
Smoted.
I'm listening to this audiobook right now, and it's just nonstop blowing my mind.
Why? What is it?
It's just like, okay, so basically, the whole...
This is not going to be basic at all. I can tell what you're about to explain.
Of this entire book, it's like the secret knowledge of the secret societies or whatever. And the whole nugget of alchemy and everything revolves around mind before matter, because like we live in this scientific world where a human mind is just like a side effect of matter existing and stuff. And this book is saying that the Secret Doctrine teaches that the universe created the human mind so it could think about itself, and it like just has all these like bizarre nuggets that you never thought about. Like it was talking about how like it's just like crazy, like apparently we used to be like these like, it's like saying all the old stories are true and stuff. And like there's this one part where it's talking about how Darwin, like, you know, how we evolved. It's talking about how like not all those evolutions were in like a calm plodding steps. Like we didn't just slowly evolve into humans. There was like these stop starts, and like centaurs are real and shit. How we just like evolved into centaurs because it's like, it's so bonkers. Like I shouldn't have even brought it up because it's like just talking about it makes me sound like I'm talking about a fever dream, because he keeps
centaurs are real.
He keeps talking about how humans went from like this vegetable thing to an animal thing. And yeah, I don't know.
Is this Jordan Peterson's new book?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with making your bed or
eat your vegetables because you used to be one.
Yeah, it's like centaurs are real. I'm your father figure. Your dad was a cuck. Listen to me and you'll have a better life.
Cucked by a centaur.
Jordan Peterson. If your dad wasn't such a cuck, you wouldn't suck right now.
Interesting. You want to recommend the title and author of the book for those of our viewers who might want to check it out? Oh, you got it fucking sitting right there.
No, it's on my Audible.
You got it sitting on your Audible right there.
Bro, I don't even read books anymore. The Secret History of the World as Laid Down by the Secret Societies by Jonathan Black. It's a 17-hour Audible book. It's quite a chunk, but the guy has a nice, soothing English accent. I pretty much only listen to audiobooks where the guy has an English accent.
They should just like exclusively get... Wait, David Attenborough is still alive, right?
Yeah.
Did he die? No, just get him to narrate every
He can't narrate a book. He's too busy in the forest watching animals fuck.
narrate every fucking audiobook while the animals fuck.
Yeah. Every
just on
time
screen.
David Attenborough has a new special, he's like, "Here's planet Earth. Do you want to watch some birds fuck?"
Have you ever wondered what it would be like for these animals to fuck?
Like 3 different ones he has this like bird cleaning the ground so it can just fucking throw its booty dance down to try get a chick to fuck him. That's all David Attenborough. It's like, have I seen this one before?
That's
or is he doing the bird thing again?
That's the entire animal kingdom, though. That's just like animals exist to eat and fuck and sleep.
Yeah.
There's a lesson in there somewhere.
Yeah.
For all of us.
Oh, back to this book.
Oh, are we
going?
One
thing I wanted to say.
Barely departed the book.
Okay.
Let's
I
get
have
back
to say this because this is the whole reason I brought it up. He was saying that when Adam and Eve took the apple, what happened was the top of their brain, which apparently was open, so we were just like spiritually connected with our third eye to the universe, the brain closed over and separated that bond, and that's how we got to have like self identities and stuff. So when we could think about ourselves as our own people, that's when we became aware of who we were and stuff, and that's when self-consciousness started. Like this book is melting my brain. I can't even wrap my head around it.
This all sounds scientifically accurate.
Yeah, no, it's like so what? We were just people with like open heads that were half horses walking around. I don't
see. That's the part. If you want to get me to read any book, you just say, "Hey, this book posits that centaurs are actual things."
Nice.
Oh, that's way too dark.
Yeah, that is way too dark. Turn your light back on, bro.
All right, I'll turn it back on.
Derek's just self-conscious because he looks tired.
Because I look tired because I got an Xbox and now I'm up until I am a 41-year-old man who is re-entering the world of console video games. And I got to tell you, it feels fucking awesome.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
It is.
It used to be like, once you start playing games again, you're like, how the fuck did I just play or just watch TV when I could be watching TV and controlling what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, Keenan in the comments, good question. What are you playing right now, Derek?
Well, Dale, I am balls deep in Forza Horizon 5, which is like an open world driving game. Basically the whole reason I got an Xbox was to play Madden football. So I've been playing that. And then Noah is obsessed with this game called Gang Beasts, which is just like you like control these little Play-Doh dudes and you go and do like online battles and you're all like made out of Play-Doh and beat the shit out of like random strangers online. It's a lot of fun though.
So is it like real-time strategy where you like build an army and you just set your army against?
No, it's just like army? You're literally controlling one like wobbly little dude and you like walk around, you're like flailing your arms at people trying to punch them, and it's all these like each level. It's just like it's a fighting game. But you get like, I think you can have up to 10 players taking part in each match, and then they're all in these like different dangerous environments. Like there's one on like a fishing vessel and these sharks will jump out of the ocean and try to eat you. And I don't know, it's fun.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm not playing anything that interesting. I'm just playing Halo, the new Halo Infinite. I think it's Halo 6, but I think they got rid of the numbers because there've been so many. But it's pretty good. I'm playing the single player. I suck at multiplayer, so I was like, fuck, I keep dying. I'll just play
those fucking games. Any like online multiplayer game, it's like I'm gonna go into this as a casual gamer and I'm gonna be up against an army of 12-year-olds who fucking only play this game because what the fuck else do 12-year-olds have to do? They get home.
It's worse than that. It's like 35-year-olds and that's their job. Like it used to just be 12-year-olds and you could be like, well, 12-year-olds have no life. But now you have to go play against 35-year-olds who are not only way better at you than video games, but they also make money playing video games and
dude,
don't have to go to a job.
I watched
It
the
sucks.
Madden 22 like Super Bowl or whatever, like the players who play professionally for the title of best Madden player. And the guy who won first overall this year has a career earnings from Madden over the past 3 or 4 years of $475,000. That's how much. What the fuck do you mean that's it? If somebody was like, yo, homie, you can get $500,000 to play a game you already play, you just get to be good at it. This isn't like top tier.
If he's the best Madden player,
yeah,
he should be in the mills. I was fully expecting you to say 5 million. Because like the best COD players and stuff, they get like millions a year.
What? From who? Who's paying that?
No, there's Call of Duty leagues and shit.
Who's paying for this?
Leagues. Nerds who watch them.
And that's the other thing. It's like, okay, that's just the money he's made from that's the money he's made from EA. That's just like championship winnings. And then he probably has like a fucking Twitch stream. Which, hey, Keenan, I know Keenan's watching this right now. He said he's currently playing Elden Ring. If you, other viewer who isn't Keenan, who is or listener, I guess, listening to this, check out Horse Snorkel on Twitch. That's our friend Keenan. He is fairly entertaining.
Should we start a Twitch stream?
No,
maybe I have
like an Outrage Factory Twitch stream.
Yeah, I have a Twitch, and I twitched once. And it was just me making fun of me sucking at the game I was playing. Your
dick twitched once.
Hey, I played Left 4 Dead. I think it's called Left 4 Dead. Yeah.
I don't even know, how do you stream an Xbox to a gaming channel?
You just get you. Okay, here's how to teach a boomer how to Twitch. Go on your Xbox and you download the Twitch app.
Yeah.
And then you just start it up and you like sign in and make a profile and stuff. Yeah. Then you go to your laptop / desktop / iPad, whatever you use.
Yeah.
And you start that up on Twitch. And then while you're playing,
you're talking,
you can type and stuff on the side,
and it can have the head in like the picture in picture where it's you. Like, because most Twitch videos I watch, it has like the full screen where someone's playing. And then it has like the person who is playing. Yeah. It has their face.
You need like a camera for your Xbox. Like you need to connect. Or you could do it through your PC and use your PC camera. But if you're into PC gaming, you already know how to Twitch, because you don't get into PC gaming if you're just a casual.
Yeah.
You only do that if you want to spend $1,200 every
thousands
3 years
of dollars
on a computer. Yeah.
On a fucking gaming rig.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
Could get like a Kinect Xbox camera. It's just like a thing where you used to be able to dance. I don't even know if they saw that game, but it was like motion for dancing and stuff for like Beat Revolution and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know. Between the podcast and having an actual job that I have to go to, I don't have time to Twitch.
I feel like all the money is in, like, the money is not in podcasting anymore unless you're Joe Rogan. It's we could go on and fuck around on video games and, like, you know I'm biased, but I feel like we're probably the most entertaining people we know. So
dude, can you imagine listening to this golden talk right now while we're playing some video game?
You and I were gaming together the other night, and it's just like silence except for the occasional fuck.
Yeah.
That was it.
Or we're playing Forza and we're like, bro, where are you?
Yeah.
Bro, is that you? Oh no, that's someone else. Bro, where are you? Yeah.
That's why I'm like, these things always seem good in theory, and then you like in practice you're like, oh fuck, I actually have to spend 10 hours editing anything, which is why this podcast works so well, because I don't give a fuck if any of our listeners have to listen to us talk about how to start a Twitch stream for 2 hours, which is not what they came here for at all.
Yeah,
but we one take it.
But that's why we do a live stream, so I don't have to edit it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful because it's like, even if it should be edited, I'll just be like, oh, that part where we were talking about sucking at video games, I don't want people to know how bad we suck. So I'll just edit that out. But I'm not going to, because it's already out in the ether in its full unedited version.
You can't fuck with perfection. Why would you edit that?
Exactly.
Speaking of fucking with perfection.
Yeah.
Dale's got a bit of a COVID cough.
Sorry, COVID. Oh, one of the awesome side effects of COVID is it gave me my smoker's cough back. Like, I haven't smoked in 15 years.
Yeah, it's been a long ass time.
And it just like fucking, it's like I still smoke, because I'll just like cough up phlegm out of nowhere.
At least you're coughing shit up though.
Yeah. So I apologize in advance if I don't get to the mute button before I cough, because I know how much coughing on podcasts sucks. And a normal person would edit that out, but I feel like after doing my diatribe about why I don't edit stuff,
as previously discussed,
it would be like selling out if I edited it. Right?
We can never edit this podcast now. Yeah,
no,
sorry,
because then we would just be shills for like big podcasts. Oh, what were we talking? You were doing a segue, and I coughed in the middle of it.
Oh, I was gonna do the dildo thing, but the COVID thing got me thinking. So in BC, finally this past week, we're gonna fucking wash over that. So I'll do the segue again a little bit, but
yeah, because we got to talk about that because it's hilarious.
It's the single best news story. What, it was today, right? Wasn't it?
No,
or yesterday.
Okay, let's not talk about the good news story. We're going to talk about later and talk about the masks thing.
Yeah, I just want to
talk about COVID.
So they finally eased up on fucking restrictions in BC. So
finally, last province to do so, because Horgan is an asshole and he's like, I don't want the convoy people to feel like they won, so I'm gonna wait everybody out.
I'm gonna make everyone else suffer. It's like when you're a fucking kid and you have an asshole sibling, and then just by on the merits of you also being a child who is related to that asshole child, it's like you all get punished at the same time. It's like, well, I'm taking away your Nintendo because fucking your big brother fucking Marty killed a cat or something. And you're this is not anecdotal. I don't know.
Wow, are you Marty? Because you're the big brother.
Dale, is my name Marty?
No.
That's why.
Okay. Is this why it took you so long to get back into gaming? Because you're traumatized when you killed a cat when you were young? And you're like, it wasn't me. Marty did it. And you like built this split personality so you wouldn't have to deal with the guilt of accidentally killing this cat when you were a teenager.
It's like, have you ever seen that baseball video of the pitcher like winding up and doing a fastball just as a bird flies like between him and the mound, and the bird just explodes? It was like that, but it was a cat, and instead of a baseball, it was a Nintendo controller that I was angry about the game with. And
my only question is, why was the cat flying through the room?
Just detonated.
Did your younger brother throw? Is that why your younger brother got punished too? Because he's the one who threw the cat.
He threw the cat. Yeah,
the controller.
He was not as innocent as he claimed. I want to be clear to everyone listening to this podcast or watching the live stream. I've never had a cat in my family nor murdered a cat. This is all
more.
Not since the incident. So anyway, but it's like Horgan pulled that shit where it's like, oh, well, everyone's grounded because your unruly brother went and fucking protested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, that's another thing I want to bring up. It's kind of the same thing because Horgan released this video where he was like talking down to the convoy people, because that's still a thing apparently. And he's like, I don't know why they're doing this, but did you know that all of the federal mandates that the convoy were protesting against are still there?
Yeah.
So it's like everybody who's all like, oh, fuck convoy people, they don't even need to argue or whatever. But it's like everything they're arguing about is still there.
Man,
I just want to point that out.
I mean, to be fair, the convoy became this very nebulous fucking thing at the end. And I don't think, like, apart from the people at the top, like, they were protesting against, like, the vaccine passport's still there. The The cross-border
all the federal stuff.
travel restrictions are still there. Those are going to be there. Like those aren't going anywhere.
No.
And that's not contingent on like Canada can't be like, yo, United States, let unvaccinated people in, please, because they're a sovereign nation and they make their own calls. But the federal shit is still there. So it's like, yeah, these people still have a right to ineffectively protest. Absolutely. But the thing, so they relaxed restrictions and fucking, oh my God, just like, and I think we saw this last summer as well, where it's like, if I am wearing a mask, I'm doing it as a signal of my own virtue and how virtuous and considerate I am and how respectful and responsible. And it's like, people just won't shut the fuck up. It's like, I can tell you're wearing a mask by looking at you. You don't have to go around telling me why you're wearing the mask or what a good person you are for doing it. Like that's a personal choice and it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But Derek, on social media, you can't see that they're wearing a mask. So they have to tell you how loudly, they still wear masks in public. Yeah. Have you been wearing a mask?
No. Oh, fuck no. No, the second, I'm with you. I mean, I haven't been out much lately, but like, no, everywhere I fucking go, I'll like ask and be like, are masks required here? And they're like, no. And so I just do, like, I don't know anyone who would willingly be wearing a mask if they weren't just doing it as a symbol of their moral superiority. Like nobody's like, I kind of like wearing masks. It's kind of dope. And I think if I'm ever like, you know, sick in public, then yeah, I'll probably like wear one just to like fucking be safe. And
you know what's the wildest thing? Is like I live right beside the mall, so I'll go to the mall, and I'd say about 60% of people are still wearing masks, but you'll see people not wearing masks properly, like they'll have their nose out or they'll have it hanging off an ear. It's like, bro, you don't have to wear it at all. Take it off your face.
Yeah, why are you doing this?
You don't have to do the loophole thing where you stick your nose out when you're like, technically I'm still wearing a mask, but I could breathe easier now. It's like, bro, just don't wear it at all.
They're like, I want people to think I'm a good person, but I also want them to know I'm lazy. And this is the only way I have to communicate that.
I want people to think I'm a good person, but also think, hey, that fucker's got his nose out. What's he up to?
Yeah, I think we talked about this the last time they temporarily eased the mask mandate, which is like
last summer.
Yeah, like last summer.
Glorious month of July.
Yeah, a good few weeks there. And we had the same thing then. It was like a lot of people being like, just like fucking shaming other people for not wearing masks, and then also being like, you know, simultaneously cheering on the rise of COVID again and being like, I hope we're gonna get another wave and you're all gonna die and it's gonna be your fault because you didn't listen to me about wearing masks. It's like just fucking wear the mask. Shut up.
Yeah, it's like, I hope people die so I could drop an I was right to just on everybody's faces, be like, what's up? I was right.
I was right. Gonna show up at your funeral with the sign that says I was right, hold it above my head and a mask because I'm a good person.
Yeah, I'm a good person. Yeah. Secretly wishes everybody was dying so my point would be made.
But I feel like fucking this is like pretty much like, and it's possible they come back again with another wave or whatever, but I think this could be it for mask wearing. So, I mean, I prematurely, last time when the restrictions were lifted in July, I like day one, I took every mask in my house and threw it in the fucking trash. And then like 3 weeks later, they brought the restrictions back and I was like, oh, I had to buy some new ones. But I think let's just bid a not so fond farewell to the era where we all had to wear fucking masks every time we went out in public, and now we don't have to do that anymore.
I feel like old flu season, like what was it, October to February? I think that's just going to be new mask season, where they're like, fuck, there's another variant that is probably just the flu, but we're not going to call it that because now the COVID's in everybody's brain.
Sounds like a conspiracy, Dale.
Yeah, bro.
Sounds like
it's not even a conspiracy anymore. Everybody's like, fuck, we don't care. Shut up.
Especially now that everyone's had, I mean, COVID is like, even in the past week, as they were easing the mask restrictions, I had more people who I know personally get COVID than at any other point during the pandemic. And like, it's not just like because they were around me, but it's because like it's like a lot of people fucking had it. And it makes you wonder if the BC government looks at that and they're like, oh, we're going to ease off on this mask thing. It kind of makes you wonder why we were wearing them at all in the first place.
Yeah, I feel like everybody got it because it just got so spreadable. And then the government was like, all right, everybody just got it. Like, we don't even do tests anymore. So we don't even know how many people are getting it.
Plus, if you did get it, it was impossible to get a test if you're under the age of 70. So
yeah, like if you weren't a bro and came through for me and gave me a test, I wouldn't have gotten a test. You're like, I have some because I went to the States where stuff makes sense and you could buy tests. Cause I went to like the Pharmasave in the mall and I was like, hey, can I buy like a rapid antigen test? They're like, oh, we don't sell them. We just give them out if you're over 70. I was like, who over 70 is going to be like, oh, I think I'm going to take this rapid antigen test. They'd be like, I'm going straight to the hospital because I'm old as fuck.
Yeah. If you're over 70, you're probably dead already. So give the tests to the people who need them.
What are they going to rapid antigen test your corpse?
Well, this one had COVID.
Hey, that's 5 seconds in each zombie nostril. Make sure you get it right.
That just shows you how beyond not giving a fuck the BC government is now, because they're like, if you get COVID, you can't tell if you have COVID. We're not going to confirm that you have COVID, so you can't like isolate and stop going around people. And also, we're removing the mask mandate. So if you get COVID, you might not know it, and you're not going to be wearing a mask anymore. Good fucking luck, everybody.
Yeah, and then they're like, just call 811 for answers. So you call 811, and they're like, fuck, I don't care. Just fuck. No, don't go. Don't. The hospital's already full. Just fucking, I don't know. Stay home for 5 days. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Click.
Fucking.
That's like their thing. Like,
fucking
I looked it up. I was like, because I got it, and I was like, well, I should probably find out. So I asked my boss. I'm like, what's the protocol for this? He's like, I don't know. I think you fucking stay home 5 days from when you tested. I was like, that doesn't make sense. So I 811'd it, and they're like, oh yeah, just stay home 5 days from the first day you had symptoms. And I was like, okay, what if I keep having symptoms? They're like, if you're not fucking dying, just go back to work. They're like, if you don't have fever symptoms, just like fucking whatever. We don't care. Just fucking, it's been 2 years.
Yeah. Well, you're at it, throw out your fucking masks.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing one either.
Like I was going to say before about the conspiracy stuff, everybody's so fucking over COVID that they could come out and be like, Joe Biden himself used a science experiment set in his bedroom and made COVID
to win the election.
Just blew it out a spitball gun at people, and people be like, I don't fucking care.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
Fucking good for him. I'm glad
Let's
he
just
did
fucking go back to work and try to make enough money to live through this inflation.
I'm glad he did it. I'm glad for it. Yeah. So if you make the personal choice to still wear a mask, good for you. I will.
Good job. You're helping.
I will personally stop you in public if I see you and salute you because I appreciate your heroism.
Yeah. Just stop you. Be like, you're a good person.
How much of a better person you are than me. Thanks for being a good person.
You can have all my thoughts and prayers.
We'd all be lost without you. Hey, speaking of
being lost without it.
You said something about spreading before, and I was like, this is the time. And then you just kept talking. And then
speaking about Joe Biden spreading it around, let's talk about dildos.
Nice.
Nice,
Dale.
There's a ham-fisted segue. Get it? Ham-fisted?
Ham-fisted. Dildo? Speaking of fisting with ham. Dildos.
Is there I'm gonna quickly Google ham-fisted dildo because I want the internet to ruin my life.
What is this? Like, this is
okay, so the basic story is Indigo chapters for
Indigo chapters for our American listeners is basically the Barnes and Noble of Canada.
Oh, do they not have chapters in the States?
No, that's a full-on, that's a Canadian That's a Canadian chain.
You mean their bookstores aren't named after colors to confuse everybody?
No, well, it used to be called Chapters, which made sense because there are chapters
Yeah.
in books. And then they went Indigo, and we'll get to why they went to Indigo.
Oh, we will? Because I don't know.
Well, I'm just making a guess, but it will be tied
guess.
into the whole dildo discussion.
Okay.
So anyway, continue with the setup here.
Okay, so this bookstore, and Langley is the only place in the Lower Mainland that still has people trying to raise families normally. Like everywhere else in Vancouver, they're just like, fuck it, we're open, we're liberal, we accept everything. And this Indigo in Langley has dildos on display in the self-help section, and this mom saw them, and her 8-year-old son or daughter, I can't remember what it was, saw them, and she was like, what the fuck? I don't need my 8-year-old. I don't want to have to explain why mommy's buying 3 dildos with this book to my 8-year-old. So she complained, and then everybody on Twitter was like, way to go, Prudy McPruderson Karen. What are you, scared of dildos? Are you scared of sexuality? And everybody was just piling on her. And it's like, we not just let kids be kids for 10 minutes?
Yeah. Also, it's prudish for this woman to complain about them selling dildos in a bookstore, but you get one man masturbating in a playground, and all of a sudden, the prudes are we're all prudes now. Yeah. So Indigo is the Barnes and Noble of Canada. They are, and here's my thing is that Indigo, formerly Chapters, it's not a bookstore anymore. You go in there and it's basically a lifestyle store for women that just happens to sell books. And the reason for that is that women make up 70% of the fiction readers in North America right now.
Yeah, dudes play video games.
Yeah, exactly. I can tell you the last time I touched a book. It was 2 weeks ago before I bought my Xbox. And now, fuck it.
I touched a book 2 weeks ago.
I touched a book.
Dude, that's funny because I was thinking about that. And I was like, what was the last book I read? And 2 years ago, I was halfway through this book I was loving. It was the second in the Stormlight archive. It's this high fantasy book. And I was like, oh shit, I never finished that. I just put it down. And then this is my brain. Andrea will see that I put a book down. She's like, you should put things away. And I was like, no, because when stuff gets put away, I just forget it exists.
Yeah.
It went in the bookshelf and it was just gone. My brain can't hold everything. And it's just that book doesn't even exist. And I didn't even think of it. And
memory hold it.
Oh shit, it's right there. I could have been reading this whole time, but I wasn't.
Women just don't. Kate's the same way. She's like, why do you leave your clothes out all over the place? And I'm like, well, those are my clothes that are too dirty to be in with my clean clothes.
Yeah.
But they're too clean to be washed. So I just I put them here in this pile. And then those are my clothes that I will wear again a few more times. And then they get dirty and then I'll wash them. And she's
especially
no,
with COVID, work from home and stuff. It's you don't need to wash clothes every time or every 5th time or whatever.
Even every fucking 10th. I'm on fucking day 4 of the same sweatpants. And guess what?
Socks and underwear get washed every time. Shirts, if you're doing something, then they make you funky. I was eating soup before and I got the soup sweats. It's this thing I just made up where you eat. Well, I was trying to eat soup real fast before the podcast, and then it just made me all hot and sweaty, and I was like, oh, I got the soup sweats. I gotta change my shirt for the pod. That shirt goes in the dirty to get
if you get soup sweaty, it goes in the dirty.
But if I wear a shirt to podcast and I don't have the soup sweats, it goes in the pile that Derek was talking about. And Andrea's the same thing. She's like, why do you have this pile of clothes? And I was like, well, 1, I don't want to put it away because I'm lazy. But 2,
Dale, that's the quiet part that you don't say. 2, you say there is a valid this part. There's a valid reason for it.
Yeah. Well, there's I don't want to put my shirt I wore podcasting in the drawer with the clean shirts, but I also don't want to put it in the hamper with my socks and underwear because then it's just fucking dead to me and it's beyond reproach. You can't take a shirt out of the hamper.
Well, so but that's the thing. You
it.
get like a not really dirty shirt and they make you put it in the hamper and then you do that and then like a week later you're like where the fuck is my favorite shirt? And you go and you have to pull it. You have to do the like yank of shame and you have to pull it out of the hamper and it's covered in like foot stench and fucking under
ball magic
sludge.
Just call it magic.
ball magic. And you know, so I will say, and we got totally derailed from the original thing, was that your book just got memory holes.
It's like telling Frodo to pull the ring back out of Mount Doom. That's what it's like pulling a shirt out of the hamper. Anyways. Oh yeah, this dildo thing about
this. So yeah, I mean, I get it. So I see it from both ways. Like Indigo is you go into an Indigo bookstore now, and yes, there's books, but there's also comfortable throws and home decor and tea sets and
other things to help you fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Other things that are catered to.
I love it because I like to think of women.
Me too.
Welcome to Old Dude Podcast, where we fantasize about what women do. No, I like to think about women going into Indigo and being like, I want to buy a book, but I also want to fuck myself with this dildo. And I don't want to make two stops because
I want to get a comfortable throw.
I'm a busy woman. I got stuff going on. I want a book in this hand and a gash masher in this hand.
Some healing crystals.
And I just want to pay with one transaction because I don't want to have to pay every single time. And then the funny thing was I was trying to think of the funniest book to buy with a dildo. And it got real sad because the only book references I have are young adult books that have already been made into movies.
What do you mean?
Like
for books in general?
Yeah, like I don't know any contemporary book titles because I was trying to think of like a funny book to buy with this dildo. And the absolute funniest one is, which would never happen, is if some woman is buying Handmaid's Tale and a dildo. So she could use a dildo as she's reading Handmaid's Tale. I think we just lost our 2 female listeners.
That's
because they went to Indigo to buy Handmaid's Tale.
To buy sex toys. Yeah, like that is what Indigo is trying to be though, right? Like they want to be that store for middle-aged women where you go and you can get your tea, your books, your fucking home decor, and now your sex toys. I do agree with, it's like if I am walking through a bookstore with my 8-year-old son, and like I'm pretty fucking sex positive. Like I'm like, I don't shy away from that at all. But I also, if I'm walking through a bookstore with my 8-year-old son, I don't want to have to like stop and be like, well, son, that thing that you picked up because you think it's a toy and it's brightly colored and appealing to you, it's actually an artificial dong that women like to insert in themselves for sexual pleasure, and have to like go down that whole rabbit hole. And we'll have that talk eventually. But like, you know, they used to like, it used to be sex toys. And I love that like sex toys are becoming normalized to the point where you can find them in mainstream stores. Because it used to be, if you wanted to buy a dildo, you had to go to that seedy fucking shop on Granville Street with the like blacked out windows and the peep booth in the back. And you could buy like sex toys and magazines. So it's cool that they're becoming more widely available, but there is such a thing as too widely available, and that's when it's in the like just fucking plonked down in the middle of a bookstore in the Bible Belt of British Columbia where like no fucking shit someone's gonna get mad about it.
I think in the bookstore in Langley is a bit over the line, because like I could get like downtown Vancouver, but it's like another thing too is like, do you fucking need your dildos in the bookstore? Like I get how Indigo's like, yo, women read books, women use dildos, we could make some secondary sales here. But it's like, for the women who are like, or the dudes who are like, everybody on Twitter, they're like, oh, whatever, I can't believe you're such a prude. It's like, I can't believe you would like shame a woman trying to like look out for her child just so you could take one less step to masturbate. And it also makes me so fucking angry because now I'm old right-wing guy. Like, I used to be fun.
Okay.
Fuck the rules. Let's just have sex everywhere. Life's a candle, burn it at both ends. Super fun liberal guy. Now I'm like the conservative because I don't want to have to, maybe one day if I ever have kids, explain what dildos are.
Yeah, I mean, you will have to explain that to them, and it's better that you do than at some point you're going to have to be like, artificial penises exist, and here's why.
Yeah, it'll be like, so if you want to go straight to hell, I feel like, I hope, there's no way to say this without getting in trouble, but it's like, I hope that if I have a daughter, she's not the type of girl who needs to buy a dildo from a bookstore. And yes, I'm judging people. I feel like I want my daughter to be the one who goes and buys her dildo because she knows exactly what she wants specifically. And she's not like, oh, dildos, I think I'll try this one. Oh, that's good for my mental health. Oh, wow. Like, the other thing about this display is they have this sign and it's like, it helps breast cancer, or it helps relieve stress. It helps keep you from getting breast cancer. And then it says it's like, it's an invigorating fitness thing. And it has a picture of a bicep. And it's like, what?
I mean,
do you know how hard you have to dildo yourself to get a bicep?
Let me tell you, there is a pronounced difference between my right forearm and my left forearm, and I can tell you exactly why that is.
From dildoing people.
From dildoing people, yeah, just like this is my dildo hand.
You're lifting them up like, oh, it's like a wheelbarrow, 2 handles.
Fucking just like time to empty them out.
Yeah.
I will
say, you want this kettlebell? No, I got dildos. What do I need kettlebells for?
I want my daughter to not purchase a dildo from a bookstore because she's smart enough to not pay fucking retail markup on her sex toys. She's going straight to the manufacturer. She's buying her dildos from there.
Yeah, I want her to be like, I don't need a dildo from the store because I bought the bunny or whatever from online.
Here's all the thing I would love to see to do as a social experiment for all the people who are shaming this mom for being prudish is we go to their front yards and we set up a shelf with fucking, or not even a shelf, maybe just like a display of fleshlights and sex dolls and dildos, and we just like put it on their front yard, tastefully arranged.
Yeah.
And then if they get angry about it, they're a prude who doesn't want to have to explain sex to their children, and they're sexually repressed, and they're not just a fucking logical human being who agrees that there is a time and a place for things, and we don't just have to be slapping each other in the face with dildos as a greeting to say hello. Or fucking morons.
We could take some Jerkins cream and put it in the guy section at the bookstore, like go to like sci-fi fantasy and just put like a box of tissues and jerk cream and see what they say about that. Be like, yeah, dudes want to masturbate while they read too. Shit gets hot in fucking Wizard Town. What? I feel like this could be the only reason I go read a book now.
I feel like this is your way of admitting that you have masturbated to fantasy novels or sci-fi versus
Derek,
the shit that normal people would masturbate to. Yes, 100%.
I seem like the guy who would masturbate to a fantasy novel. And that's why it takes me so long to read a book, because I have to keep stopping to masturbate.
I keep stopping, and then I hit a point where fucking 20 pages are just glued together in a solid brick, and I'm like, I'll never know what happened there. I can't read this book anymore.
Yeah. I don't even need pictures. I just imagine naked girls. They're like, she was a short dwarf. I'm like, well, that's good enough for me.
I already popped off. Well, it's just like, if you're going to set up like a fake masturbation station in a bookstore, why would you do it in the sci-fi and fantasy novel? There's like So much more. There's anatomy books.
True
There's
crime.
like true crime. There's you know,
I just said fantasy because that's like the guy section.
Zoology.
It's like more dudes read science fiction fantasy than girls do.
Actually, I'm gonna Google that right now because I'm curious.
Oh, 100
Gender demographics.
Girls are into true crime. Dudes are into sci-fi.
Well, but that's the thing. The thing was like the article I read in doing research for this was that 70% of fiction readers are women and 30% are men. But fiction is inclusive of science fiction and fantasy. So wait,
maybe the 30% of men are reading strictly fantasy and books about baseball.
Science fiction readers.
Yeah.
Here you go. Science fiction readers account for about 20% of the U.S. population. Are wealthier than the average. Are about 57% male and 43% female.
It's a small margin, but I'll take it because I was right.
And tend to reduce their reading volume between the ages of 45 and 65. Okay, hold on. One more. Gender demographics of fantasy readers.
I feel like that's going to be even. No, I think more women would read fantasy than science fiction. If only we knew women.
Get
we could
this.
just ask.
More women authored fantasy books last year than men. What percentage of fantasy readers are female? Okay, here we go. 32% female, 68% male.
Whoa, 68% male. Sorry, I just fucking mind gap there. So it's even
fantasy,
higher than science fiction.
Yeah, which is weird.
Yeah,
I would feel like women would skew more towards the
because it's like the book is all like, oh, these hot elves are in the forest and they're dancing around and then they're fighting hot, sexy dwarfs, and then dudes are like, yo, what? And then girls are like, this is garbage.
I was going to accuse you of being sexist and being like, Dale, women read books for more than just sex scenes, but you were talking about men there. Yeah. And that's actually true. Men only read. I think back to like all the books I read in like, especially in my like young adult years. And they were all like primarily driven by horniness, like the Hardy Boys and,
Hearty boys,
the Hardy,
some thick-wristed farmers out on the town.
Dragonlance was fucking dope,
dude. They should reboot the Hardy Boys and just call them Thick Boys.
The Thick Boys.
Thick
dude,
boys
let's
solve
do it.
crimes and talk to women nicely.
We should THICC, the Thick Boys.
Oh my god.
Dude. This actually needs to be a thing.
Okay, we need to start like making parody videos of the Thick Boys.
For real. I'll do
it's just like, do we know any dudes with big asses that are just like, oh, let's solve this crime? Yeah, Jared does a lot of bike riding.
Yeah,
Jared's he never watches this.
Big ol' ass.
He'll never get the compliment.
Hey, well, I'll tell him in person next time.
Is it awkward that your little brother has such a big ass?
A luscious ass? No.
Yeah, big.
It's pretty
thick boy butt.
You know, it makes me think back to what I could have accomplished in my early 30s if I had done any exercise whatsoever.
That's a good point.
I too could have a luscious ass.
Are we allowed to objectify Jared because he's your brother?
Yeah, 100%. You can objectify your siblings. That's the law. That's what the law says.
My brothers don't have thick boy butts.
Even farmer boy Levi, he doesn't have a nice juicy farmer butt.
Levi's very muscular, but he's not thick muscular. He's like lean muscular. He plays soccer, and you ain't getting any thickness playing soccer because you just run off all the thickness.
You run back and forth. It was like when I was trying to like bulk up and get muscular, but I was also running like 30 kilometers a week, and I was like, why am I so skinny? That's why you can't. Yeah. That's
exactly why.
You can't gain muscle. You don't get a big.
Like the opposite when I was like trying to lift weights and not running, and I just couldn't lose weight was because I wasn't running.
Yeah.
Which I should probably do.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Since I had COVID last week and I still have a cough, how long do I get to use this excuse to not run?
Oh, fucking as long as you want, bud.
Nice.
Like 5 years from now, you could be like, I got long COVID.
Be
it
like,
makes me just want to play video games instead of exercise.
yeah,
I got long COVID.
I'm tired from just working. I'm old now. I can't go
Yeah.
do my job and then come home and not be tired.
Yeah, it's tough. It's from the COVID. I wasn't this way before I got COVID, but
I
I'm this way
wasn't
now.
lazy at all. I used to have
I just
so many
my fuck.
activities.
I didn't hear your hilarious joke, but I'm sure it was hilarious.
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. Oh, hey.
Hey, Dale.
I feel like we were dumping on women a bit, and I kind of want to get to some
I don't feel like we were dumping on women.
women. I guess not.
I feel like we were dumping on social media idiots who are like, everyone should get greeted with the dildo in every store they walk into.
Okay. So there's this feminist organization that wants to build a spaceship that does not look like a dick, but instead looks like a vulva. Like a pussy. So the opposite of phallic. I think it's dope. Like the spaceship looks rad.
What does a vulva look like?
No.
So
So there's these side parts, and then there's like where the cockpit is, where the woman sits, I guess, would be at the top. And then there's like the body of the spaceship, and it's like, I guess it just looks like a flower. That's the easiest way to say it. But yeah, this feminist organization, what's it called? Wer braucht Feminismus? It's German, and it's who needs feminism? That's what it's called. And they want to get someone to build them a spaceship.
What? Why?
Because they want a vulva-shaped spaceship instead of a dick shape.
Yeah, but why don't they just build it? What do you mean get someone to build them a spaceship?
Derek. They're just a feminist group. They're not scientists. They don't know. They're not rocket surgeons.
I'm not going to make the obvious joke here.
Yeah, I know. I was dancing around that too. Which is so obvious. I mean, they did design it. They did design it. Sorry.
It looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
I would totally.
Say it's more aerodynamic.
I would fly in that.
Yeah, dude, it looks dope. It looks like almost like the thing from Flight of the Navigator, except for on its side. And it's called the Venus. Or the Venus, but the S is a 5.
The Venus.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely think it's neat. If you remember, there was that obvious dick and balls that Bezos flew in.
I feel like that was the germ of this whole idea. Was they saw that and they're like, all right, we get that most spaceships look like dicks, but this is just ridiculous. Like it's some sort of sigil magic for the patriarchy, where they just like make you look at a thing that looks like a dick, and then it just gives the patriarchy more power.
I mean, it's probably true. We are well overdue for a shift away from phallic symbols to whatever the word is for the lady.
The opposite of phallic? Ah, fuck, I can't remember it.
It exists. It's a real word.
There's a word. I'm gonna Google it because we should know. Opposite of phallic.
Purses?
Be good if I could.
Yonic?
Yonic? Oh yeah, because that's like they call it their yoni.
Right.
That's a term for a vagina.
So yonic.
Yeah. And it's funny because in the old Star Trek series, there's like a person called the Yeoman. I can't remember. It's like, I don't know, like this person that walks around and does like spaceship stuff. And every time Captain Kirk says Yeoman, I think of Yoni. And I giggle like a schoolboy because I'm 12. So yeah, this Yonic spaceship. That's
it's cool not. We're due for a Yonic makeover.
Yeah.
I like. It's always nice to see those. Like, there's on the article you linked. I was looking through it. And there's a bunch of like public art installations and buildings that like have clearly been designed to look like pussies, and very frequently they're able to like sneak those by the censors because like they don't know.
Yeah, because it's not like phallic where you're like It's like the Washington Monument or like a dildo. You're just like, oh, this is obviously looks like a dick.
This is
Whereas
obviously
like
a compulse.
if it's yonic, you could just be like, it's like an iris or a tulip or a
Yeah.
flower.
It's like a blooming flower, a blooming
Was it
onion.
Georgia O'Keeffe who painted flowers? Did
yeah,
I
I
get
believe
that
so.
right?
I think you did.
Yeah, she just paint. She was like, she's just like, I really like how these flowers look, especially the ones that look like vaginas. I can't believe I pulled out Georgia O'Keeffe and got it right. I'm pretty proud of myself.
You're so cultured.
I am cultured. I
You
read
are.
a book once before I had to stop to masturbate, and I looked at pictures of flowers that weren't vaginas because I am not a pervert. I am a fucking
You're
fine art cultured guy.
you are a man of culture.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even, if I saw a fucking shelf full of pussies in a bookstore, I would appreciate the art. That's all I would think. I wouldn't even think it was a sex toy. I saw the pussy shelf. All right, we got time for one more story. Pick your favorite, Dale.
Oh, yeah. Let's go Putin, not Poutine, because that's.
Fuck.
Oh, you want to just skip it? I
No,
mean, it
do
is dumb.
No, do it. I said fuck because it blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like there was something that we should have been talking about, but I forgot. But whatever.
that's probably not important.
Yeah. Anyway, so in France, there was outrage that this store was selling, or this restaurant was selling poutine because they thought it came from Putin, which I mean, it's just, I guess it's like words in
to
French.
be fair, it's a restaurant in France.
Yeah.
Where poutine, which is a Quebecois dish, is not as widely known.
And how do you spell French, or how do you spell French? No, how do you spell poutine in French? Do you lose the E? Is it
No.
Putin?
No, it's P. Is it poutine in French is poutine.
Well, I guess it's
a
French dish.
It's a French word.
But I'm just gonna say the only out they have is it's pronounced Putin. Like you go some Putin. You want some Putin? Whereas
some Putin. Putin.
It's not like here where we say Poutine.
It's fucking stupid either way. Do you remember in fuck, did we talk about this on the last episode? The fucking freedom fries thing from like post 2011 or
oh
2001?
Yeah, that was my idea. I was gonna say let's call it the freedom fries because it's been long enough we forgot how stupid that was.
Yeah, fucking
when France wouldn't help George Bush go into Iraq to go get the weapons of mass destruction, so he shamed them by renaming them French fries. He called them freedom fries. He also called it freedom toast, but Tony Blair actually falsified documents that made it seem like there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So they actually went to go. So George Bush's whole plot to shame the French worked, and they got to go just fucking blow up the Middle East for 20 years. So who's dumb now?
What? Anyone who thought that fucking French fries being called French fries, fucking, or anyone who thinks anything being named. Also, the people still fucking pouring out like Russian vodka or fucking like, fuck. Unless it's a vodka owned by Putin or one of his little fucking oligarch buddies, like you're not doing shit.
Hey, can I ask a stupid question?
Yeah, Dale. No such thing.
It's a rich person, right?
It's like
what makes them an oligarch though? Because I've heard oligarchy, and the oligarchies are ruining this and they're ruling that. And I'm always like, I guess it's just a rich person.
It's a rich person who is politically influential. So it's
like Bill Gates.
So yeah, but it's like they have less like Bill Gates, because Bill Gates just has influence because he's a rich guy. It would be more like,
yeah, but he did buy off all these medical schools and stuff so they wouldn't write articles about him.
Yeah, but even then, that's just like that's just like rich guys doing rich guys shit.
Oh, so
That's
it's like an oligarchy, like you scratch my back, I'll scratch your shit.
Well, it would be like someone like, especially, and you see this lots in countries like Russia or China, like authoritarian ones, where like people with a lot of money use that money to buy political power from like an authoritarian party. So it's like if there was like a really rich guy who like basically had Joe Biden on a leash right now, and there probably is, like these people have existed like behind the scenes in American government for a really fucking long time too.
Like the black nobility.
What?
It's like
Don't.
it's some dark conspiracy secret cabal of people who's supposed to be running everything.
But yeah, but I'm thinking more like the
Windsors,
like the Koch brothers when George Bush was in power, and
that's
like
a good call.
So like, yeah, people who have a lot of money, but also use it to buy influence from the government.
Okay.
So it's like when they're talking about it in this context, it's basically like Putin's inner circle. So there's like a bunch of very wealthy businessmen who also have posts in his government. And I think that's who the sanctions are meant to target.
Okay. So because before I was like, yeah, I guess sanction the oligarchy, like the rich people. I don't know how that's going to do anything. But if it's the specific rich people who are political with Putin, that makes a lot more sense.
It does,
so,
yeah.
Take away their yachts, I guess.
They didn't get their yachts. They fucking sailed their yachts. We're over here fucking buying pierogies and dumping out Russian vodka to support our friends in the Ukraine. And meanwhile, these oligarchs are they fucking took their yachts and sailed them to the Maldives. So
yeah, and they flew other planes to Israel because Israel's like, we're neutral.
Wait, are they really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Dude, how wild is it that like Israel's the Sweden or the Switzerland this time?
Yeah, that's fucking wild.
Because they're like, we know the Ukraine and the Russia, so we don't want to pick a side. We're gonna be neutral in this.
Interesting.
Which is probably not true anymore, but I know they were like trying to spearhead peace talks and stuff because they're like everybody else is obviously on one side or the other. So since we're Israel, we never do anything bad to any group of people. We're totally gonna do this. That was the joke, and a bad one because they obviously are doing some shit. My political humor is not on tonight.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dale.
I haven't been funny since I said thick boys.
I mean, to be fair, that was like top tier. I'm like, how do we write like just a Hardy Boys parody and call it Thick Boys and make it about like two YouTube influencer brothers who go and like solve crimes or something?
Dude, and they also have big, us and pretend we're thick.
Big juicy asses.
We could just like wear shorts that are too short and stuff. Dude, how is this for an accomplishment where you and me started talking about Russia and oligarchs and all of the audience was like, just go back to talking about dicks and thick boys?
Yeah. Tell us, explain to us what a vulva looks like.
I feel like that's a personal victory that everybody's like, don't talk about politics.
I mean, we got it. We should stick to what we know, and we don't understand Russian geopolitics, but we do understand the appeal of a man's beefy ass.
That's true. I think that's a good spot to end it.
Yeah, sounds about good to me. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Let's end on man's beefy ass.
Let's end. I wish I was ending on a man's beefy ass right now.
That's a crime I'd solve.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Outrage Factory. I've been your co-host, Derek Bolin. You can follow me on Twitter, where I try to be as little as possible these days, at Herder.
Follow me on Twitter at SuperDalebot. You could follow me on Getter Dalebot.
Are you still on there?
I mean, what am I gonna do? Just turn it off? There's like nothing going on there. Like I look at Alex Jones Infowars tweets and I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's still crazy. I love it. And that's it. Because I don't follow anybody because I keep forgetting it exists.
Oh. Well, maybe
it's just like a book on the shelf. I forget it's even there.
I was gonna say maybe it's not actually like a ghost town. You're just not following anyone. So
it's probably true because I'm only following like 3 or 4 people.
But it's good because I know you're highly susceptible to that shit. So you would spend like
highly susceptible.
You would spend 2 weeks on Getter, ironically, and then the next time
That's a
we had
good
a
point.
conversation, you would be like, I'm a white nationalist now.
I mean, it would be better than listening to books about centaurs being real and the top of our brain used to be connected to the spiritual essence.
Would it? Because this book sounds dope.
It's probably easier to wrap your mind around just being like a right-wing conservative. You can follow me on you can follow the podcast on Twitter, Outragefactorypod.
You can buy us our favorite sex toys at Indigo Books online at chapters.indigo.ca. And while you're there, head on over to wherever you get your podcasts and please leave us a rating or a review. We would appreciate it.
Actually, if you could please just write a review, even if it's like good enough, and then a couple stars, because that populates people's algorithms. And me and Derek secretly only hate influencers and people who make money playing Madden because we're extremely jealous.
Because we can't do that. Yeah.
We don't make money.
Yeah.
And we also have an email at outragefactpod@gmail.com. Let me know if you want to hear anything, or if we should start a Twitch stream, or if that's just too much effort because we already make effort for this.
If you're writing a review for our podcast, please include the phrase "centaurs are real" in it. I would really appreciate reading those if you could work it in there somehow.
Yes.
And if you are watching this live stream on Facebook, smash the old like button on our Facebook page, and also you can review us there too, can't you? Can you leave us a review? Fuck yeah, you can leave us a review. Leave us a review on the old
Facebook.
Oh, we have one review from 2018. Oh, that's not good. No, it's Sam. He said really nice.
Oh, thanks, Sam.
Yeah, thanks, Sam, for your review, and to all our other friends who haven't left us a review yet. Fuck you. I hope you die of COVID for not wearing a mask.
You're not going to die because it's not real.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and until next week,
stay angry.